It was loading, but you could see it. Okay.
Okay.
So we are doing the follow-up on the lessons from 2 days.
Yeah.
You did 3 periods of the same lesson, or 2 of them on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 2 of them on Tuesday on the 15th, and the third one yesterday on the 16th.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead. I sent you the links this morning. Do you see that?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Okay, there is a little bit of a lag. So I can hear you before I can see you. It's not you, it's the connection. It's the connection.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so tell me, like we've done so far, what do you think about the lesson?
I think I did well on the first 2 lessons, specifically the second one out of the 3 was I think better than the rest of them. I think the third lesson I kind of froze, and I think I just wasn't very prepared for the third lesson, even though I was doing the same lesson again. I feel like it's just me getting to know more of the grammar and practicing and studying the grammar. But I think that happens with time. I think I'm on the right track. I know that I will be making mistakes in my long teaching career, and I think the most important part is to recognize those mistakes and try to minimize them by just preparing more. I feel like I didn't prepare a lot for that third lesson, and it showed.
Okay. So what do you think that went well? Because that's one of the questions that I have to answer. And I have my reflection and I'll share with you, but I want to know from your point of view, after you saw the lesson, you gave the lesson 3 times, the same lesson.
Yeah.
So what do you think went well in each one of those periods? Let's begin there.
I think what went well was that that the students were participating. They were involved in the lesson. I was taking my time for them to learn the subject pronouns in Spanish, and I wasn't rushing through the lesson like I would before in the previous video recordings that I did. So I wasn't rushing through the lesson. I was taking my time to make sure that the students really understood what I was teaching. And I think that goes in part with the feedback that you gave me last time, and the fact that you shouldn't ever put the lesson in front of the students. No, put the students in front of the lesson. Put the students first before the lesson, and then everything will plan out that way. I think that's a feedback that I improved on for this one, was making sure that the lesson wasn't rushed, and that we were taking time with these complex grammatical concepts that are very important for the students to understand. I also liked the way that sometimes you would stop me if I was confusing the students or confusing myself, and inject your wisdom into the lesson. I thought that was really good, because this is a work in progress, and I know I'm going to make mistakes, but I also understand that the students have to learn this well. So I really appreciated that. That's what I saw that went well in the lesson.
Okay, so what do you think your next step would be? What needs to be improved? What would be the immediate next step? What do you think? And like I said, I'll give you my feedback in a minute.
Yeah.
I want to know your reflection first.
My immediate next step is to really to this time prepare the lesson, and to really understand what it is I'm teaching before I teach it, and to go over it a couple of times, practice in front of a mirror, and really practice on my delivery and practice on really understanding not 80% or 90%, but understanding the grammatical concept 100%. Because I feel like sometimes I lack the confidence in myself in delivering the content in a good way. In that, in me lacking the confidence because I'm new to this. I hesitated, and the students really picked up on that I was hesitating. So if the students pick up on that, then it leads to possibly some discipline issues in that department with the students. So it opens the door for that. So that I think those are the things that I would work on.
Okay. So I think that was very a very good reflection, a very honest reflection of how the lessons went. Why do you think you mentioned you lacked the confidence and that the students picked on that? Why do you think that happens? Why did you feel that lack of confidence?
I think it's because I didn't feel like I adequately prepared for the lesson grammatically. I didn't feel like I really prepared for one of the lessons grammatically, and I feel like the students picked up on that because they when I said can we move on, I didn't get a lot of responses. I did not get a lot of responses when I asked can we move on to the next phase of the lesson, and I feel like some of the students were confused. So I think that would be one of the points.
So okay, so now let me give you my feedback, and I do agree with most of what you've said. I still think you're a great teacher. All right, so let me start with that. But I have to be very, very crude, very realistic with you, because now it's the time to mold you as a teacher. It's not going to be 100% done, but you cannot be responsible for a classroom with all the weight that carries and find yourself in this situation, because it will cause you an unnecessary bad feeling about yourself. And secondly, it will cause the students to lose important instructional time.
Yeah.
So my major point here was the lesson. I didn't feel, like you said, that you prepared the lesson well. You think that because, and this is very common, Miguel, you thought that because you speak the language, you were going to be able to deliver a lesson. That was your error. And you felt it. And that lack of confidence that you felt was because you didn't know the content well. So I'm not saying that you're always going to know everything that you're going to teach in the class, because you will see that even when you prepare good lessons, that you anticipate, that's the key. You need to anticipate what students may fall or may fail. Even in those cases, some examples, some situations will arise in the classroom, and you will see, you know what? I really don't know that. You know, boys and girls, I am not sure. I know this is the rule. However, for this case, let me check and I will get back to you because I'm not sure. You will have those moments. You can say those things when you know that you know the content well enough. And okay, you missed that one part. That's different from what I saw in this lesson. The focus of this lesson was the pronouns, and you were confused on what a pronoun was. So okay, that happened in the first lesson. I was expecting that on the third lesson, you would have fixed it because you had like that hour in the middle. So I was thinking, okay, he may have done something to fix that error. So you may have gone over some notes, or you may have even, I don't know, looked it up in Google, something. But you made the same mistake on the second period and the same mistake yesterday. So that, again, that cannot happen to you in a school setting. When you are responsible for a classroom, if you make an error and you catch it, you need to fix it immediately because of all the ripple effects that situation will create to you. Okay, so that was my big thing. The lesson was lacking the accuracy, and that you didn't having had the time, you didn't fix it. You committed the same mistake again. So that was a big thing. So my suggestion for next lesson, and I wouldn't wait to teach another lesson. I wanted to teach a lesson on Monday, not on the Monday after Thanksgiving. You need to jump. Okay. It's like falling off a horse. You need to get back on the horse immediately. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to be teaching that class on Monday after Thanksgiving. And my comment here, spend more time. I think they teach you to plan the class with the I do, we do, you do, right? That's the method they're using with you guys. Okay. Plan the I do part more thoroughly. Because if you had taken like 5 minutes or 10 minutes to do that I do, we do, then when you pose the questions to the students in the white chart, in the whiteboard, in the Nearpod, or in the chat, that part that we do would have been more productive. I think you lacked some time on the I do, we do. You should have planned more time on that section.
Yeah.
Especially on a new concept and knowing that this class is slow as it is. Okay, so that would be like the practical implication. How do you fix this? Spend more time on that part. Record yourself teaching the lesson. Just try it. You don't have to share it with anyone. Just record yourself. Listen to yourself. I do that. I did that a lot at the beginning, Miguel.
Okay.
Okay, because this is new and it's not easy. And when you are in the class, right now, I'm taking the attendance, I'm attending the chat and all these things. But when you're in the classroom, if you're in the brick and mortar classroom, you're going to have attendance. You're going to have students walking around, jumping, singing. You're going to have to maintain some discipline at the same time that you get them ready to receive the lesson. So there will be a lot of multitasking things that you will have to be carrying out in the real classroom. So you need to have what you can control, you need to really have it under control. Okay, so I am glad to hear your reflection. I think it was honest, and that's what's going to make you get even better. You continue to try to hook the students, and that is good. You need to keep that. However, if you only do that without being more firm with them, you're going to lose them too. Okay, but that's a secondary thing. That's a secondary thing. Once you get comfortable with the content, and once you get comfortable with the flow of the class, those things will fall into place. Okay, the positive feedback is absolutely necessary, but it cannot be the only thing. Because at one point the students will say, yeah, right, he's saying fine, he's saying good job, he's saying all these things, but whatever. Okay, So I think that is this, yeah. That is what I had in my comments. All right, to basically spend more time in the I do, we do, plan it more thoroughly, spend more time in the class, more time of the class period in that section. Okay. So do you have any questions? Do you have any comments? Anything that was left unsaid?
No, I thought it was very fair, given the way I executed the lessons. I thought it was very, very fair. So I have no comments. I think it's just been really good. The feedback that I've been getting, it's going to make me a better teacher. And I'm looking forward to, like you said, teaching that class on the Monday after Thanksgiving, and would be great. Would